Hello, this is Tony Chavez coming to you for the Southern California section's Pro2Pro podcast. Happy to be here with Big Placeres, PGA Pro. How are you?
I'm great, Tony. How are you?
Fantastic. Happy to have you here. I've been looking forward to this conversation. I would like for you to introduce yourself to our audience and for people to get to know the rock star that you are.
Well, I don't know about Rockstar, but thanks for inviting me. Thanks for having me and taking time out of your day to do this. It's my pleasure to be here and pleasure to make the time for you. Yeah, Vic Placeres, born and raised in Southern California, grew up playing golf. My mom and dad and I took our very first golf lesson on the exact same day when I was 13 years old. And for the old guys out there, we took it at Big T Golf Center in Buena Park, which is now a sprawling development of condominiums. Um, yeah, played high school golf, played junior golf, was a CIF Southern Section high school champion in 1995. Went to San Jose State, played golf at San Jose State for 2 years, and found myself working at Coyote Hills Golf Course upstairs in the banquet facilities, serving tables and being a banquet server for weddings and stuff like that. It's actually where I met my wife, Sarah, who she also worked in the private club world for probably 20 some odd years. So I was at Coyote. I was out playing golf one day, and guy came up behind me, asked to join me, and said, "Yeah, sure." We played a couple holes, and I was, "What do you do?" And I said, "I work upstairs in the banquet facilities." And he goes, "What are you doing working up there? You're a golfer. You need to come downstairs and work in the golf shop." And that was Jamie Mulligan,
Oh,
my biggest mentors in the game and in the business. And so worked a little bit at Coyote Hills for a few years, and then bounced around to a few different spots as a golf professional assistant, Los Coyotes, Friendly Hills Country Club, which is right by where I grew up. Worked at Mesa Verde Country Club for Tom Sargent, another one of my mentors throughout my career. And then in 2022, I had the opportunity to go to San Juan Hills as their director of golf, where I am currently. I know a property that you're very, very familiar with, Tony. And yeah, I've been at San Juan for three and a half plus years now, and it's been fantastic.
and when I started this podcast, we were about 1,800 strong here in Southern California PGA, but we're nearing 1,900. Can you believe that? It's the numbers just keeps growing, and there isn't an opportunity where all of us could be in one room and socialize. So this podcast came about um, because of the freedom that the virtual world has for us now. Instead of visiting club, physically, we can visit one each other here, and also, and we'll get into this more. Maybe we have some a thing or two that you like to share the best practices wise for our audience, right? But you took us through your journey in golf world, and one thing that really resonates with me is that you mentioned a couple of pros that played a pivotal role in your upbringing by being role models to you. But you're a role model yourself now. As the way I see it, every time I go to your facility, everybody knows Big, and I can see that that you have left signature at San Juan Hills with your leadership style and just the way you are. So what can you say about that?
Well, what I can say about that is that, you mentioned Jamie and mentioned Tom, and those guys are probably the two most influential guys in my career. Those guys taught me how to be a golf professional. Tom really taught me like the importance of the PGA, the importance of being involved, the importance of getting your PGA and getting your PGA done. And so my real goal was to bring some of that private club experience to San Juan in ways that I could. What can we do with with our outside service staff, current staff that doesn't increase hours or anything, but an added level of service for our in club members and for our guests. I've just tried to bring that experience and add to San Juan where I can. None of it's rocket science, but just the little things.
The little things make big impressions, right? I'm actually reading a book. It's called Unreasonable Hospitality, and it talks exactly about that, about things that little gestures, little touches that get that elevate the service experience, and customers really appreciate it, and really don't cost much. So you bring a really good point, and which is which is take little bits and pieces from every facility or from every position that you had, and making it part of your toolkit, because there is a time where you're going to be flying solo with at the helm with the team, and you're going to need to have that toolkit, and also have that network where you can make that phone call and say, hey, walk me through this problem, right?
It's one of the things that I really, it's nice being at San Juan because I have the time now to dedicate to growing my staff and teaching my staff, and some of the other positions that I've had, I've been, I would say, overloaded on myself, and or didn't make time to focus on those guys and teach them. And that's one of the joys that I have there. One of the biggest joys that I've had in my career is being able to kind of, you know, return the favor and mentor them. I want them to be happy and I want them to be successful, whether that's going through the PGA program and being head pros and directors of golf one day, or whether this is a training ground and a stepping stone for whatever they're going to do as their career. And then, for me, man, my main passion is fishing, to be honest. I tie a bunch of my own flies, and that's therapy for me, as well as when I get to go fish. But I've got a boat that I run around offshore off Newport or Dana Point. And yeah, that is my passion. That's my first passion. I started doing that when I was 2 years old, lake fishing with my grandpa, and I have literally taken it all over the world. So that is when my free time, that's what you'll find me doing, if I'm not golfing, but I still love to play golf. Golf is definitely my second passion, I would call it.
If you had the superpower to go back in time and see the young version of Big Placeres, what advice would you give young Big with what you know now?
Man, I would tell myself, number one, you don't know everything.
Mm,
Number two, I would probably tell myself that ask questions frequently of people. And number three, it took me a really long time to learn this. But whatever it says underneath your name tag is not going to make you happy. Your happiness comes from within, and you gotta figure that part out. Yeah, your title's not gonna make you happy, so don't chase that. Figure out what things are important to you in life. Balance that with your work and your personal life. And for me, that's certainly been the key to being happy.
man, those are key words for of wisdom to everybody that is listening, and to all our listeners and our viewers. So I really appreciate that. And with that, once again, on behalf of the Southern California section, thank you, Big Placeres, PGA, Director of Golf, San Juan Hills, extraordinary leader, great friend, and great rival on the golf course. I must say that. I must say that. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time, and that's a wrap. One more podcast on the archives, and we'll keep moving forward. And with that, Vic, I will see you at the turn.
Thanks, Tony.